NYC bicycle accident lawyer Advocacy, Glenn A. Herman. The increase in people riding bicycles, e-scooters, and e-mopeds for recreation and to make deliveries in our city, has, unfortunately, also led to an increase in injuries and deaths. This year is on pace to be the worst year for cyclist deaths, with 10 people having been killed so far. This grim death toll is unmatched since at least 2013. Our hearts go out to the family, friends, and neighbors of those lost. The roadways in our city can be very dangerous for our cyclists, e-scooter, or moped riders. A staggering 10 cyclists have died in the city so far this year, the highest death tally for the time period in at least a decade and a five-fold increase compared to 2022, according to the Department of Transportation. Deaths among e-scooter and e-moped riders rose slightly from 3 to 4 between January 1 and April 5 this year, while road fatalities overall dipped from 58 to 54, thanks to 2 fewer pedestrians killed and a drop by nearly half in deaths of people inside cars, from 22 to 12, said. Advocates called on Mayor Adams and to do more to curb the lethal trend. "We're alarmed by the increase in bike riders killed in traffic violence so far this year," said Transportation Alternative spokesman Jacob DeCastro. Mayor Adams and Department of Transportation Commissioner, Adonis Rodriguez must build physical infrastructure to protect people riding bikes, especially in areas the city knows to be dangerous, and meet the NYC Streets Plan requirement of 50 miles of protected bike lanes this year. This year's grim death toll is unmatched since at least 2013. The next closest number, 6, was in 2019, which ended as the deadliest year for New York City bicyclists in 2 decades, with 28 cyclists killed by year's end, meaning this year is on pace to be the worst year for cyclists, ever. During the last such wave of carnage, then-Mayor Bill de Blasio declared the carnage an emergency and responded with increased investment in safe bike infrastructure. "We caution all cyclists, e-scooter, and moped riders to be extra diligent on the road and even in dedicated bike lanes. Wear helmets and always be aware of your surroundings. Do not assume the cars and trucks see you and are going to stop, especially at intersections. Many drivers in New York City are not accustomed to looking for cyclists, e-scooter, or moped riders. Other drivers are not familiar with the dedicated bike lanes when making left turns and do not look when turning. We also caution everyone, pedestrians, people walking dogs and pushing baby carriages and shopping carts, look both ways before stepping off the sidewalk, even on one-way streets. And to every New Yorker and to those visiting our city, when you step into the roadway, please put down your phone until you're safely across the street. There is so much distraction in this town, it's okay to momentarily pause from our devices while we're crossing the street." Cyclists and e-mobility riders often rely on the same bike lane infrastructure, which the Adams administration has failed to expand fast enough, according to advocates. Injuries, which are a more statistically important measure of road safety than fatalities, were also up among cyclists and e-device users, increasing 18% and 26% year-to-date through April 2 respectively, according to NYPD Stats. At Herman and Herman, PC, an NYC bicycle accident lawyer law firm, we understand the challenges and risks that cyclists, e-scooter riders, and moped riders face on the city's roads. As a bicycle accident injury law firm, we represent injured cyclists and other accident victims in Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx and Staten Island. We're also a major supporter of amateur sporting events and cycling, having sponsored various local races, teams, and events. If you or a loved one has been injured in a bicycle or e-device crash, we're here to provide legal advice and assistance. Our mission is to ensure that the rights of cyclists and e-device riders are protected and that they receive the compensation they deserve if they're injured due to someone else's negligence. Stay safe on the roads, and remember to always be aware of your surroundings, no matter what form of transportation you're using. Glenn A. Herman, NYC bicycle accident lawyer. Herman and Herman, PC, personal injury attorneys. 589 8th Avenue, 21st floor, Suite D, Manhattan, NY 1231 Lafayette Avenue, 2nd floor number 109, Bronx, NY Media Contact. To contact our NYC bicycle accident lawyer law firm. Read the book. Pandemic in New York City Bicycle Injuries 2021, Law and Facts by New York City Bike Accident Injury Lawyer. R. William. 212-966-1928. hermanicantake@gmail.com. Source: https://nyc.streetsblog.org/2023/04/10/New York City cyclist deaths soar in first 3 months of 2023/.